Hello everyone, this is Knorgard, and today I wanted to bring you a Arcana Knight deck, which the structure deck has gotten a lot of slack for not being good, like being unplayable. And while I don't think it will be like a top meta contender, I do not think it is unplayable at all. Which I went on, I think 8-2 with this list, including a 6-game win streak that I also submitted to Duel Links Meta on their win streak thing. With this list went through small tweaks through the run, but it's mostly the same list. So we are playing the new skill, Gathering of Cards, which basically, this reads a lot, but basically it makes your level 10 question mark attack non-dark monsters starter, because you can discard them and add Imperial Bower, which we'll get to in a second. And it also, when you have a Queen's Knight, it allows you to normal summon King's Knight in addition to your normal summon. So we play 3 times Arcana Triumph Joker. This can be you can discard one card, destroy all face-up cards of one control to the same type, monster, spell, trap. Most of the time this will be monsters for Raigeki, but usually you don't actually summon this. You usually use this for a skill, you discard it, you get the Bower, normal summon the Bower, and the Bower will then take 2 different monsters from a deck from these. So normally what you do is you special summon the Queen's Knight from the deck, you add the King's Knight to the hand, and then you use your extra normal summon to special summon the Jack's Knight from the deck, and you have, with 1 card, all these 3 monsters on board. In addition to that, I also run Slifer. So it looks like a meme card, but actually is I think it is a good addition to the deck, and I think you should run it because for starters, you have in normal list, you have 3 Triumph Joker, 3 Bower, 3 Straight, right? But Straight locks you into Light Warrior type monsters, which for your turn 1 play, I'll show you in a second, you can't summon that. So you want more starters that get you to your Bower. You could also actually consider playing the Winged Dragon of Ra for an extra starter. Now that would, for me, be a bit too much because you never will summon this. Slifer actually you can summon because the effect that it kills monsters with 2000 or less attack can actually be useful. For example, against Trickstars, they all have like under 2k, or Salamangreat also, if they link summon, you just pop it whenever. It's not good against Neck Knights though, so be careful. So we play 3 Imperial Bower, we play 2 Kings and 1 Jacks and 2 Queens. Why that ratio? Because you don't really want to draw these, and the skill adds another set of these 3 cards to your deck. And also, like 2 is enough to resolve Joker Straight. The only bad hand you could have is like if you had Joker Straight, Jack's Knight, and none of the level 10s, then you have to resolve Joker Straight without getting your Jack's Knight out. You only get King's Knight and Queen's Knight, which still is 2 level 4s without using your normal summon. So not the end of the world, and in exchange for that we want 1 less Heartbreak, because this card you never want to see. We play the Rhoda just for consistency. It's an extra starter, another Bower, so we have like in total 8 Bower in this deck, 28 cards. Then we run 3 Joker Straight. It's another very good starter. Most of the time it's the best used going second, just to span the board a little bit more. For going first play, it doesn't do that much. It just puts some bodies on the board. You cannot really summon anything very strong with it. Turn 1 to protect yourself. The only thing that does something is Utopia, which, well, Utopia in 2023. The rest of the deck is filled with back row, so I decided to play Book of Moon, 3 of the limit 3s. You can play Ice Dragon's Prison. I just wanted to play something that is always live, which is these 3. Then we have the Expendable Die, because all our monsters are warriors, except for Slifer. And we play Karma Cup because Joker Straight, in the end phase, if this is in the graveyard, it adds itself back to the hand while recycling your monsters. So when you do your turn 1 play, you get your Joker Straight back to hand, and your opponent's turn you discard it with Karma Cut, and then it comes back to your hand again, and you have Fallout play. So this deck just grinds out resources. So for the extra deck, we run Excalibur. We play this because it's a light warrior, and it's good with Joker Straight. You will see in one of my replays, this is the only light warrior you can do turn 1 that also detaches material, which sometimes if you need to get the Joker Straight back is helpful. Other than that, it's going second pretty nice. You can also, if you want, you can play Star Leech Paladin Nano. Also very strong for going second, but I decided to go Excalibur. We then play Abyss Dweller because it just wins, for example, the Gouki matchup. We play Malevolent Sin for going second. I decided to play 2 Tsukuyomi. You can cut this for another flex slot level 4. Steel Swarm Roach, for example, but I think sometimes like I just rather go for the Tsukuyomi than like a Steel Swarm Roach, whereas Dweller just like auto wins some matches. And then we have the Nightmare package, just for going second to pop some stuff. We cannot use it with Joker straight, but with the Bower it's actually usable. So that is the deck. Let's go into the replays. Alright, so after some connectivity issues, we are in the replay section. So just to sum it up, I went 8-2, so 2 wins, 1 loss against, I think that was Gouki. I think they had Dark Hole and combo or so. Like, no, they had MST and I don't know. So then we had our 6-game win streak, and then we lost against Galaxy Eyes because we had like Joker straight, Jack's Knight, and the Book of Moon, so they just had an out to the Book of Moon OTK. But let's hop into the replays. So the first replay will be against this person here. So this was the first game I played with this Decklist, and I just wanted to try it out because I saw it on some YouTube channel. I just 1-for-1 net decked it against Legend 5 BA. And against BA we went first, very good for us. So here I was still on 30 cards, 1-for-1 the same list. We draw the Jack's Knight. This is when we still played like 2 Jack's Knight. We discard the Joker, normal summon Bower, summon Queen, add King, normal summon King, special the second Jack's Knight, and we overlay these 2 for Tsukuyomi, and then we set our hand, except for the Jack's Knight, so that we can Tsukuyomi wants you to have at least 1 card in hand to draw 2 cards. And now we have 2 back row, a Tsukuyomi, a Jack's Knight, and the reinforcement of the army for follow-up. This will be the standard combo, so Bower into Tsukuyomi to draw into back row, and ideally with Tsukuyomi you will discard Joker straight, because that will just add itself back to the hand and give you follow-up for the OTK. So we then activate reinforcement to thin our deck a little and pass to our opponent. So they go Rhino, special Elic. I just said, okay, I'm gonna stop both of the Dantes, that they can make 2 Dantes with 1 hand, right? 5 cards. So I compulse, Rhino Warrior, goes into Seer, Seer summons a BA, summons a Skarn, go into another Dante, and then I just counter cut. They set 1 and pass. So I set 1 card, activate Tsukuyomi effect, so I can draw 2 more, but they go for the breakthrough skill. Now, this might stop our draw, but we just have lethal on board here. So we just attack and they give up. So this replay is just to show you the standard combo. Alright, the next replay is gonna be against Sync, which was on Water Xyz, I think. Well, nowadays it's like Water Xyz, Link, whatever. But we're going to Shark and we go first. So this was a rank up game. Actually didn't play that much this season, so it's just Legend 1, but I ranked up a bit this deck. So we go Gathering of Cards, go Arcana, normal summon Bower, Bower effect, summon Queen, add King. This is the best possible opening that you can have. Bower plus 2 back row plus Joker straight, it's just, you can't ask for more. So we set 2, we discard the straight, draw 2 more, draw another back row, add the straight back to hand, and now we have follow up plus 3 back row plus, if they can't get rid of the Tsukuyomi, that's another draw 2. So they special summon Abystios and discard the Marksman targeting the Book of Moon, so I might as well just activate it to cut off the access of using this for Link or Xyz plays. Right. They add Gund and normal summon Diva, they always have the Diva, special summon Heavy Infantry, which I don't want them to go into Dweller, and then they have a quick effect which they can chain to any of my cards and then get rid of my Tsukuyomi, plus cut off access to my Joker Straight, because Dweller actually counters Joker Straight. So that's why I immediately Karma cut this. Also, they used their normal summon, so they then proceed to crash their Diva into my Joker's Knight, because they have a Teos in defense, which I, at the moment, cannot run over. So they just want me to not go into Excalibur and run over this to do damage, I think. Which I think is a fine play. So end phase, Joker Straight goes back to our hand, and we draw for turn. So we activate Joker Straight, discard the other Joker Straight, Special Queen, normal King, activate Tsukuyomi, draw 2 more, compulse their monster because I know they don't play hand traps, and they just concede. You saw we drew a lot of the kings and queens in this replay, so that's when I decided to actually cut them down to 2 apiece. It actually went well after that. So after Sync we played against AI, which they have AI in their name, so you can guess what deck they played. So they are Playmaker and I. Right, so I think in this replay we go second. Yes, we go second. This is when the win streak started. And our hand is Bora, Joker, and 2 back row. They are on World Chalice. Go to Imdak. Imdak special Lee. Lee add. Oh, I remember this game. I was actually doing something else on the side, so I think at one point I just misplayed because I wasn't paying attention. But it's fine. You just chuck all the back row and you don't have to play well. We top deck the Joker Straight. So we ditched the Arcana Triumph Joker, which in retrospect, I should have discarded the Bower and used the skill on the Triumph Joker just so I can add more queens and kings to my deck. But it's a minor mistake here. So we activate Joker Straight. It's this was also a mistake. We should have started with the Bower with a normal summon, have them react to it, and then we go Joker Straight, because with Bower we are not locked into Light Warriors, with Joker Straight we are. Either way, we just go and summon all the monsters. And I think into back row, what I like to do is just set my back row and have these 3 monsters on board and not invest resources into an Xyz play. If I wasn't locked into Light Warriors, I would have made Nightmare Phoenix probably to pop one of the back rows. But this is fine. They have 1 beater, 2 back row. We have Compulse, Die, and we have resources. So they go for World Chalice, add another World Chalice. Go Lee, add Lee. Normal summon Lee, which adds the World Chalice God Dragon to hand. And then they summon back the Chalice, and I just bounce the Aura, and they negate it with the God Dragon. So then I went to Expendable Die to pop it. They chain Econ tributed, so the thing is, if they tribute it in chain, we do not draw 1 card because we do not destroy the target, so that's a very play here. They take the Jack's Knight, run over my king, and say, okay, this is all I have. Now we go again for Joker Straight, special the queen, normal the king, and we just attack with our beaters. Why not? All they have left is back row, and we have an endless cycle of kings and queens and jacks. So they go for the Chalice, add the God Dragon to hand, normal summon Lee, go Storm Access. This will actually be relevant later because they hit the jackpot for Storm Access. So they summon the God Dragon. I keep my Karma Cut for the battle phase. So here I just Karma Cut and I go Joker Straight again, add it back to hand, because why not? This replay showcases how good Joker Straight is. So now we just go Nightmare Phoenix, discard the Joker Straight again, and they warning point us. So I'm like, okay, we just out-resource them here. They compulse the Jack's Knight, so they don't die, and our Joker Straight goes straight back to hand. So now we have a Phoenix and a Karma Cut, and they go Draconet, go into Imdak again, Imdak specials Lee, Lee adds God Dragon, And now they link off all three for Transcode Token. So they actually got the best card of the skill, but we just corner cut it, end phase, Joker straight, back to hand again. Now you just activate Joker straight, get rid of the Jack's Knight, special the Queen, add a King, normal the King, and we just go for game. Now, you remember Sync, our water friend that we played before? After this game, we actually, after the play against AI, we actually played against Sync again. But this time, what if we went second against water? So, here's our friend again. And we go second, win streak is at 3. So, our hand is actually, yep. I was like, okay, I go second. I have this hand. This is the end. This is this deck won't survive this. So they have Diva. Go into Anemone. I'm just gonna fast forward this. You have seen this a million times. So yeah, this is Dweller, Anemone, and Dweller has like both things attached. Dweller is really good against Joker straight because it cuts off all of the follow-up. So we top deck Joker straight, very good. Special the Queen's Knight, add the King's Knight, normal summon the King's Knight, and we just end turn. Say, okay, we have 2 monsters, we sit on our back row, and sadly they go end phase Abyss Dweller because they have priority, because this is a quick effect and this is an end of turn effect, so we cannot get the Joker straight back in this case because Dweller shuts it off. They detach the Dragoons to add something to hand, and we say, okay, we have 3 set, this should be enough. They Diva, okay, they go into Marksman, and they Xyz for Shock. So this doesn't have a quick effect to detach, so I'm saying might as well. It says Destruction Protection. I have to compose this anyway, so might as well do it before they compose any back row. They go MST, chain my other back row, and I chain that back row to get rid of the Dweller, which then detaches to shut off my Jokers straight again. And then the Heavy Infantry will target my King's Knight, which I also expendable die pop monster. They don't have any follow-up, so we can just go for an easy OTK line here. Rhoda into Bower, normal summon Bower, special, and they just give up. Alright, so next replay is this one. Jesse Anderson, so I was expecting this to be Mech Knights. We go first. The thing is, we cannot play around Mech Knights because our field is full. So our hand is pretty decent. We go Gathering of Cards, get the Bower. It's not the best hand because we have one of the King's Knights, but it's fine. So go King's Knight, extra normal summon King's Knight, special the Jack. Go Tsukuyomi. We set both straight and book, draw 2 cards, discard the Slifer to special summon more monsters, just get more stuff on board, and also thin our deck, and get the plus off of the Jokers straight. So we end up with Book of Moon and Expendable Die, and 3 monsters they have to shoot through. And it's their turn. Oh, this was Gouki, this wasn't Salamangreat. So they go just 2. And before they start linking, I'm Book of Mooning the Beater, because we keep the expendable die for the link 3, but we cannot book links. So we just book the first thing so they can't even start their play, which in this case actually works. And they go Tie That Binds, 3 back row, and attack our King's Knight. So I will just expendable die the King's Knight because it'll die anyway, and I want to chew through this a bit. And we also save some damage because instead of killing the King's Knight, they will now attack the Jack's Knight. So we kill 1 back row, draw a card, and it's our turn again. We set 2, and then we activate Tsukuyomi effect to detach, discard the straight, draw 2. We just turn our monster in effect and attack because we drew 2 monsters, and I didn't want to play the Bower into this back row because yeah, we can just do some damage, but that's not worth it. They add off of the Scorpio, and here I actually crashed the Tsukuyomi just so they have one less link material on board, and they add the Twist Cobra. So end phase, Joker straight, back to hand. But you see why I want to cut down on the kings and jacks, right? Because you don't want to draw just monsters, you want to draw into your back row. Right? So they go Super X, Special Twist Cobra, and they actually do not start linking here. They just go straight into battle phase because they know if they start linking, my back row will just punish them. So good play from opponent, they just try to play the grand game. Attack with the Super X. I tried to Karma Cut the Super X to get rid of the other Super X, but they Twist Cobra, get it away. And here I decide to not use my back row on the Super X because I'm just taking some damage. I have infinite monsters, but I need the back row to actually protect myself from their combo plays. So I get back to Joker straight, draw Book of Moon, normal summon Boar, the expendable die to get rid of it, Twist Cobra adds another card, Octo Stretch, and now I'm just going straight, summon the Queen, add the King, normal the King, and funnily enough, this is lethal through Octo Stretch because this is 3100 plus 950. So attack, attack, you attack again, and that's lethal. The last back row was probably either a bluff, so finishing move, or it was another die. I think it was another die. Alright, so last replay is against Salamangreat. After that, we went first against Galaxy Eyes, and all we had was a Book of Moon. So I think you can imagine the replay already, so I don't have to show you. Yeah. So this was the Jesse with Salamangreat. We go first here, gathering of cards, and our hand is fine. So I actually do a misplay here. So I should have discarded the Karma Cut here because we do not have a discard in this case. So that forces me into a weird play. So we go Joker straight, do the whole dance. And now because I kept the Karma Cut, what I have to do here is I have to Xyz into Excalibur and detach both material so that I have one of the knights in the grave so that my Joker straight can come back to hand so that I have a discard for Karma Cut, which would be way easier if I just had a Book of Moon. But against Salad, a 4k beater is not that bad. So they go normal summon debug. I had to toggle on here because if they do not add Mir here, I can just crack down the debug. I have a level 4 for later, which I can use for my Xyz plays, and they are cut off of plays, but they added Mir, obviously, so that they have a monster. So I'm just waiting. Right, so they go Balings, Gazelle. None of this threatens my Excalibur, so I can just chill here. They get the Sanctuary, Gazelle sends Falco bounces the Gazelle, they go Sanctuary, they go into Security Dragon, and this would force my Excalibur, so I just go Crackdown, take the Security Dragon, and they're out of place. I had the Karma Cut. If they went into the Sunlight Wolf, I would have Karma Cut it, or if they would go Balings, reincarnate Balings, and try to get Jaguar, for example, which they didn't send off of the Gazelle, but hard to lose a front spot, and the Joker straight is always lethal on the crackback. So that was the win streak. In total, I'm at 8-2 with the deck through multiple iterations. So moves you could make is like, this has 28 cards now, you could add more back row to have more odds of drawing into it. You could try the Winged Dragon of Ra just to have more access to Boar, but I think 8 Boar cards in 28 is good odds. So you could cut the second Tsukuyomi for rank 4 Xyz, was the one I tried before. Giant Hand, but like the turn 1 ones, usually turn 1 you want to go into Tsukuyomi, so I did not want to play those. So yeah, this is the Arcana deck. I don't think it's as bad as people think. I think you can definitely make it to cog easily with this. It's just back roll, drawing cards, good recipe, good luck, and see you next time.